Hey guys, Stephen Hurd with Keller Williams Real Estate here in beautiful Orange County, California. I'm alive, excited, and ready to role play today. I am here with my buddy Jonathan Hand. Jonathan, why don't you tell him a little bit about yourself, where you serve real estate, where you sell, and a little bit about your business.
My name is John. I am in the Utah area, around the Salt Lake and neighboring areas. I've been in the business 5 years now. I've helped, I believe last count was 205 families. We branched off, started our own team last year with my business partner, Sean Johnson. We're both bold ×2 through Keller Williams, and I don't know if there's much else to say.
Awesome. And I think you and I connected, we met at Family Reunion, right, at the Keller Williams convention?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I believe now. So we have
awesome.
the suits. If anyone's ever been to those conventions, that's us.
The Suit Brothers, love it. Cool. All right, so we are going to do some seller objection handling today. We're going to go through two objections. One is when you're at the closing table and the seller just asks you bluntly, why should I choose you, right? And so we're going to cover that one. And then we're also going to be covering, hey, I appreciate you coming over, but I'm going to be working with a local neighborhood expert, the person who farms, they send out flyers, they do Easter egg hunts, but thanks so much. So both of these objections are in the context of we're at the closing table, we're with the seller, and we're getting ready to get the signature, okay? So Jonathan, I'm going to start off with you and give you the old, why should we choose you, okay?
Okay,
so, John, I think you're a nice guy. You seem professional. Thanks for coming over here and presenting. But, really, I want to be convinced. Why should I choose you to list my home?
Okay, perfect. Well, we've been talking for a minute, right? And you sound like a well-educated guy. I'm sure you'd agree with that, right?
Yeah, I'm, pretty up to date on the market.
Right. So I'm sure, watching everything, shopping for an agent, there's probably a couple things that, I've found with other people that are pretty important to you, and that's reliability and value, correct?
Yeah. I want to be able to trust the person, and, I'm hoping they obviously give me some value.
Okay, perfect. Well, I've actually got a couple things that I can share with you to show you the reliability and value of my team. So I'm sure you're not aware of this because most people aren't, but did you know that the average Utah agent only sells 1.67 homes a year?
Wow, less than 2 homes a year?
Yeah, it's crazy, and not a lot of people know that. And now I don't say this next part to brag, I just want to share with you the experience that we have. In the past 5 years, we've helped 205 families. That's the equivalent of about 122 and a half years of experience of an average agent. Now, I'm sure you'd agree that that's a pretty valuable thing I can bring to the table, all that experience, right?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't realize that.
Awesome. And another thing to share with you, the average agent list to sell price ratio right now, and that's, to clarify, that is from when you list to when you actually close the home, it's 98.5%. Now, our team's record is about 99.5%, so we're a percent higher than the market average. And I'm sure you would agree with me again that that's kind of valuable when you're looking for a listing agent, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. So you guys get more than the average agent for your listings?
Yes, we do.
Okay, that's pretty valid.
Perfect. And the final metric I want to share with you is 100% of our listings sell. I don't believe in taking listings to let them sit on the market and expire just to collect buyers. So when I sign a paperwork with you tonight, you're going to know that I'm having the end goal in mind of getting your home sold and getting you to the closing table versus having a sign in your yard and just collecting buyer leads for the next couple of months.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't want you to, I don't want the home to sit on the market. We've got to move.
Okay, perfect. And I'm sure that you're going to do the right thing and sign the paperwork now so we can get moving and get you on to your next destination, right?
Sure, let's go ahead and go with it.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Okay, good job, man. That was great. So what I liked about what you did, John, is something that I actually learned myself only about 2 years ago, is that people are influenced only by specific numbers, right? You can't just say, oh, I sell a lot of homes. oh, my listings sell for more. You have specific numbers. You say, no, the average agent sells 1.67. And my team and I, that equates to 122 years of experience, right? So you did a really, really good job on that. And I think for anybody watching this, that's a really good way to handle that objection. It's a really good flow. He says, why choose me? Well, here's what the average agent does, and here's how my experience compares. Here's the average list to sale ratio that agents get in my area, and here's mine. It's obviously better. And, in addition to that, I can do X, Y, and Z. So I like the way you handled that. Any comments or feedback or anything like that on what you said, or just share with me, how you came to that mindset of using that one?
The reason I really like it is it quantifies it for them. It's like you said, you can't just say, well, I do this. Well, why is that important, and how does that compare? Like, why not use, because for every 100, I think it's 126 people here in Utah, there's one licensed agent per 126 people. So our market's super saturated with agents, and it's really hard to stand out. And why shouldn't they use their cousin? Because literally everyone here in Utah either knows a realtor or has a realtor already, or a family member that's a realtor. And we actually have helped people that their mother-in-law is a realtor, their cousin's a realtor or something, because we have that experience we can bring to the table for them.
Definitely. I love that. Yeah. And what you mentioned is, it's saturated. There's a lot of agents. So you have to have some unique statistics that make you stand out, and a seller would want to say, oh, that's a value. That's a valid point.
When I made the change to saying, like, instead of, well, I've helped 170 families or 180 families in the past 4 years, or whatever the number was at that point, to I've helped this many families and it equates to this many years experience of the average agent, that's when you see people's eyes at the table like, whoa, really? And that's what really blows them away most of the time and helps them choose us.
I love it. That's awesome. Very, very sharp. And I like the way that you communicated it. So good job. So why don't you go ahead and give me that one? I'll go for the close, and you can give me that objection.
Same one?
Or
the farm one?
Yeah. Let's go with, actually, you know what? You're right. Let's go to the farm one. Okay. So I'll go for the close, and you can give me that farm one. You know what, John, based on everything we've covered here tonight, are you as confident as I am that I can sell your home for more money in less time and make it a great experience for you?
Looking at everything that you bring to the table, we know you do a really good job, but, it's hard to tell you this like this, but we're going to go ahead and use the local agent that farms this area. He knocks on our door like 6 times a year. He does events for the neighborhood. Oh my gosh, he's just always around. He's got listings all over. And we just feel like we should probably use him since he's so hyper local in this area.
Absolutely. And I can definitely appreciate that, John. And I want to thank you for being honest with me. It sounds like what I'm hearing you say is, this guy markets a lot in the community. You see him often. So what you're saying is, gosh, I see him so much. I kind of just feel like he's the one I should use because he sells a lot of real estate here in my area. Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, and totally valid point. And you know what? Having local experience is really important. John, I'm curious. When he does events in the community and sells homes, do you get flyers in the mail, and do you get a lot of postcards and things like that?
Yeah, we're getting postcards from him every couple of weeks.
Great. And it's a smart marketing strategy. And let me ask you a question, John. Of the flyers that he sends out, how many of them do you think are geared toward marketing to buyers?
Oh gosh, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably not a lot, honestly.
Yeah. In other words, do you think these flyers are here to market your neighbors to buy current listings in the neighborhood? Or do you think these flyers are geared toward finding other sellers so that he can take more listings?
Well, most of them are talking about listing your home with him. So yeah, they're talking about listings.
Definitely. And I mean, if I were to send you a flyer for 8 weeks in a row, even if I didn't sell any homes in your neighborhood, there'd probably be a sense of trust there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Right. So do you want to work with an agent, John, who markets to your neighbors to get additional listings? Or do you want to market with an agent like myself who markets to buyers so that I can get leads for your home? We can get multiple offers, which will ultimately net you more money.
Clearly, we want to net more money.
Obviously, everyone wants to make the most at the end of the day. Now, if you were confident that my team and I could sell your home for more money, wouldn't it make sense to go ahead and go through with that versus just hiring someone because you know them and you're familiar with them?
Yeah, it would.
Awesome. So based on my marketing strategy, John, the testimonials from my past clients, the online reviews that we have, are you as confident as I am that I can get your home sold and get you the most amount of money?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Go ahead and sign here and we'll get started today.
Very well done. I really like that.
Thank you. So, where I kind of go with that one is I just ask them questions. And this is not my objection handler. This is one that I learned from one of my mentors, 7 or 8 years ago. He's in our Facebook group. His name's Wally Malish, and he's a MAPS coach and an agent in Washington. Really, really solid real estate agent. And anyways, having said that, that was the script that he taught me was, you ask him the question, do you think that these flyers are geared toward finding buyers, or do you think they're geared toward finding more listings in your neighborhood? And I can honestly say from experience, there's been many times where I've been sitting with a seller and they're like, wow, I never thought of that, right? Just your same response. They're like, I never thought of that. Now, sometimes, there's such an ingraining and there's so much rapport with with the farming agent that it is really hard to overcome that. And I won't discount them. They spent years building that relationship. However, you will find a few people that if you just respond to that objection correctly, you'll get that listing. And I had this happen last year. An agent in San Diego referred me to a seller. We met with the seller and they said, hey, listen, this person's been selling in our neighborhood for 30 years. We're definitely going to go with them. And I just said, I totally understand. Let's go, let us at least come to your home, take a look at it and show you what we have to offer. I got through the presentation, learned about their goals, learned about what's important to them. And for them, they really wanted speedy service. They wanted someone who was responsive, aggressive. They actually wanted, they're like, we want a top agent. And so, after the consultation, we showed them, we said, listen, this is their Zillow profile. This is our Zillow profile. They sold 3 homes last year. We sold 68. All right. You said you want a top agent. Which one do you think does more business and is going to get you more buyers? And they ended up going with us and listing with us, and we sold it really quickly. But having said that, so if you get that farming objection, don't just quit, don't just give up. But sometimes you're not going to be able to overcome it because there's such a good relationship. But sometimes it's all about just uncovering what's important to the person and seeking to differentiate yourself.
I would say that's true even when you have someone that says, well, my brother's an agent or my uncle's an agent or something. Same thing. Don't just quit, because we've worked with people who have a brother or an uncle or a father or someone that's in real estate that only does 1 or 2 deals a year, and you can still move forward with that buyer if you can show them your value.
Definitely. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Well, great objection handler. Loved yours. Hopefully you guys got some good value out of watching this. If there's other objections that you would like me to cover or any of our guests to cover, comment them in the comments below, and we'll be covering them over the next few weeks. John, thanks for your time, bud. Have a great day in Utah.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
See you, bud. Bye.